There has never been a better time to be an independent artist than right now. There are no gatekeepers anymore, and you are 100% in control of your career. You're making great music, but no one's hearing it. You might think the algorithm hates me, or I just have bad luck, or whatever. But all those things are irrelevant. And so obviously music by default, if you want to have a successful career, top priority. Second priority, getting people to hear the music. And from my perspective, after talking to 10,000 plus artists over the past 2 years, so many artists are still in this mindset of the music industry from 2015, like 10 years ago. And they still haven't accepted the reality that the music industry is social media. And really, a lot of people have been talking about this as well. Social media is not really even social media anymore. It is interest media. You get shown on your feed, not your friends in chronological order anymore. You get shown the things that you're interested in. And so there's this thing in the music world with artists who still feel like, yo, if my music is good enough, people will just find it. And it's just not how it works anymore. It's really not ever how it worked. There was still media, there was still packaging, there was still branding, there was still all that stuff that existed, whether it was radio or MTV or magazines or whatever, interviews. All right, so I was just editing and figured that I should probably introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. My name is Zach Gray. I'm a singer-songwriter, producer, DJ. I've been in the music industry for over 20 years now at this point. Have over 100 million streams, worked with some of the top labels in the space, played major festivals, had collabs with a lot of people that you know. And in 2022, I lost my love for music completely. And after that, decided that after not wanting to be a server at a restaurant for the rest of my life, that I would take everything that I've learned and my experience and help as many artists as I can, one, avoid the pain and the things that I went through. So hopefully they'll never lose their love for their music either, and actually give them the best, most actionable advice, the things that actually matter, so that they can achieve their dreams, make their goals happen, and truly become a headliner. Back to the video. So really the first step to this, how do I get people to hear my music, is realizing that we live in a whole new world. And I know for some of you guys watching this, you're like, yeah, Zach, I know. But I'm telling you, a lot of artists still do not get it. Or maybe really it's that they just haven't accepted it, right? I use the example of a farmer a lot when I talk to artists. And if you're a farmer, you are maybe selecting the field, you are plowing the field, you are planting the seed, you are watering the field, then you're taking care of the crops, you're pruning them, you're doing the whole thing, you're doing that over and over, and then finally you reap the harvest. And we'll just say that season of the farmer is artists making a song, okay? Not saying it's a whole year. Sometimes artists can finish songs quickly, sometimes it takes them a year, right? Make an album, whatever. Once the farmer is done with the fruit, he's harvested the fruit, where does the farmer go? Got to package it up, got to brand it, sun-kissed apples, whatever. But what do most artists do when they have their crops done, right? Most artists stay with the farm example, they're out on a road that no one goes down. Maybe 5 people come down today. And what do? They put fruit out now. And they maybe hang that sign, little small sign, 2 days outside of their farm. And then they wonder, why doesn't anyone know about my fruit? It's the best fruit ever. I worked a year growing this fruit. If you want to be a successful farmer and have a business around your farm, your independent farm, where do you have to go? You go to the farmer's market. You go where the people are who are looking for fresh produce. You set up your tent, you make a nice little display, and you're personable when people come up. You're inviting. There's a reason for them to connect with you, have a conversation, and then maybe they're also interested in your fruit. And as long as you have the fruit in season and you're selling it, if you want to be a successful farmer, you got to show up at the farmer's market every time it's there. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, that's the farmer's market. You have to be at the place that the people are. So really, the whole gist of this video is just that fact. And the other part that is really the thing I want you to remember, it's what I want every single artist to remember, is there has never been a better time to be an independent artist than right now. There are no gatekeepers anymore, and you are 100% in control of your career. And the difference about my perspective, besides actually being an artist myself, than what I hear a lot of people talk about, and the tactics, the strategies, all this stuff is really great. But at the end of the day, you need to become the kind of person and have the awareness and gratitude really for the opportunity that you have to be able to execute any given strategy, campaign, whatever. But if there's a single thing that matters right now in the modern music industry, it's this, and it's a three-parter, okay? 1, the music, of course, has to be objectively good. And what I mean by that is you need to have some kind of external validation so that you know without a shadow of a doubt that this is actually good music. And if I could get enough ears, enough eyeballs on it, it would actually translate. People would actually connect with it. So maybe you've released with labels, maybe you have actually a lot of streams already, maybe you've had support from another DJ, maybe your whole circle of friends has agreed that, dude, you make bangers. Okay? Number 1, music has to be good. Number 2 is, well, I'm going to bridge these and come back. So you don't necessarily have to know what your brand is, but you have to be convicted enough about what you're doing to show up on social media authentically and consistently. And there are some artists who do that without having a complete framework or breakdown of like every single part of their brand. And some of those artists, their brand will just, emerge over time. They are the brand. The reason why artists need to understand what their brand is because most of them are not convicted, right? They don't know what to post. They're not consistent, and nothing that they try ever connects because they don't even know who they are, what they're trying to do, or who their audience is, or just anything other than, I'm just trying to make the music sound good. The brand is so important, and it connects with the content. If you're an artist who doesn't already have that conviction and is just doing things, the brand gets you clear on what the content, what the visuals, what the message is. And then that leads into making content that people will be able to connect with and is the kind of content that can attract the person who would ideally be your superfan. I see a lot of artists, they are just copying trends. They're doing production tutorials. They're trying to be funny because they see someone else being funny. And not that those things aren't the right move for some artists, but what I see happen a lot is artists will build an audience that likes them for these things, but those things aren't what drives them to come see them live, come buy their merch, come stream their music. So if you don't align your content with your brand and you build it around something else, it can actually have a negative effect. So music, brand clarity, and content that is as close to what would connect with your ideal fans. And then becoming the person and connecting with, why am I doing this? Why is the content, why is the brand important? Because those are the things, the only things that matter nowadays in terms of the things that will actually create the success that you want. There's no manager, there's no label, there's no booking agent, there's no networking thing that is going to come save you or any artist. And the sooner that you can accept that, and as soon as you can acknowledge that and focus only on the things which you can control, then if you do that consistently, and remember, if your music is good, then I believe you can create whatever you want. I don't know when, I don't know exactly how, I don't know which song is going to break, right? If anyone out there is telling you exactly the thing, like you got to do exactly this and this specific thing is going to work for you, they're lying, right? No one knows exactly what the exact thing is that's going to work for every artist, right? And that's why understanding the brand, having clarity, allows you to trial and error as intentionally as possible. But at the end of the day, this is art, this is music, this is culture. It's going to come down to work ethic. It's going to come down to also kind of the zeitgeist of culture that's going on. Sometimes there's different sounds that pop up and it's a kind of consciousness shift. And that's obviously really hard to control. But ultimately, the audience is going to decide. Last thing I'll say, the audience will decide, but if you show up and you're consistent, I think you can, this is going to sound weird to say, but you can force your success. You can force your sound. You can force the market. And the reason why that's also important to remember is because when a company wants to push a certain thing, they just pay to put it in front of you as much as humanly possible. And at some point with repetition and how much you see that given thing, it will become a novelty. It will become a thing that you're familiar with. It might even become a song that you hated, but you've heard it so many times. You're like, yeah, I can't get the song in my head. I keep hearing it on TikToks and Reels and whatever. So you can do the same thing. Maybe you don't have as much money as a company to promote a product or a brand or whatever, but you can show up every single day and push your music and push your brand and make content. And at some point with repetition, people will start to recognize you. And if it's a song that you're promoting, also just know it takes people like 7 times to hear something for them to even be able to like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like digest it or recognize it. And most artists aren't even posting one song 7 times on social media. And maybe the last thing I'll say on that point is if there was a unlock simple kind of mindset thing that you could take away from this video is your career depends on you forgetting about anyone who's already seen something, already heard something. So many artists won't post because they're like, oh, I'm being annoying. People already heard this. People already saw this. They're thinking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their friends, their family member, their close circle, whatever. Remember this, there have been artists who have blown up with songs that came out 5 years ago. Every single time a person hears a brand new track, it doesn't matter when the song came out. It's a brand new song to them. So anyways, I don't want this video to be too long, and I'm not sure I'm going to post this because I was going to script this thing out, but you know what? I committed to posting YouTube videos, and whether it's scripted or imperfect or not, it's probably going to come out. So I'm going to not make this video too long. Just to wrap this whole thing up, the reason why no one hears about your music, even if it's good, is 1, you haven't accepted the state of the industry that we're in. 2, you don't understand your brand, so you have no idea how to show up on social media. 3rd, because of those things, you're not consistent enough to ever get to make an impact and ever actually build a brand and, most importantly, an audience that will be the foundation of your entire career. So hope this is helpful. This might already be things that you know, but I've realized in my own personal life that it's not about the things that we know. It's about remembering what we know and then acting like we know what we know and doing the things, taking the actions based on these core truths that we know. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of a word salad. So if you are an artist who is struggling with any of this stuff, I do have a program. It's called Modern Headliner. And that is the stuff that we work on. We have a community, we have courses, we have group calls, we bring in special guests. We try to curate the best information for artists to be successful with stuff that actually works. But at the end of the day, information is nothing unless you are the kind of person who can actually apply it. So if you like this video, if you found this helpful, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what else you guys would want to see me make a video about. And if you guys have any specific questions, I'll get in there and answer you too. But I appreciate watching this video, and I'll see you soon.